First of all, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Like, when I found out that I was hosting, you were the first person that I was like, we have to get her as a guest, and I want to talk to her.
So appreciate that. I so appreciate that. Me and my mom, we send TikToks back and forth, and we're just all up and down throughout your TikTok all the time. So the fact that you even were familiar with my music beforehand, and when I found out that like we got invited and stuff, it was just like she was over the moon. I was super ecstatic. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you. Yeah. So I think there's something that happens when an artist comes out and they have incredibly interesting and creative work where everybody's like, oh, this person's like the next big thing. This person is this, that, and the other. And I think that like I have not come across someone whose work has been more like the real deal than yours. Like when I've been listening to your music and everything, there's something that is so special about your beat selection, your intention with your lyrics, and the way that you express yourself, where we're just meeting now, but I feel like I know you. Like, I feel like we're friends from listening to the music over and over again. And I'm sure you're getting that experience all the time. But can you tell me about what process is like for you? Like, what leads you to make the work that you make?
Yeah. Music was never like I wasn't like a kid like, yeah, I'm gonna do music, I'm gonna be this rapper or whatever. Like, I wanted to be a little businesswoman, and I wanted to do like the traditional route, you know, and I wanted to wear a pencil skirt. It's just something that I kind of stumbled into, and it was very therapeutic. And so I try to pull from very raw and like real places, and every time I'm going in there, I want to confront something new. Like, a lot of my music is internal conflicts and like the ways that I see the world, and trying to figure out how I can communicate that, and pulling from very honest places is where I try to come from. I think people connect to stuff that's real and like raw. So me pulling from that place, I think that's where the connection is for a lot of people. And I feel connected too when people are like, yeah, when you just said that, I was like, stop it.
No, for real, I find like what you do and your work and the way that you think, because I've seen some of your other interviews and stuff, and it is endlessly interesting.
Thank you.
It's a type of expression that I think builds on, it makes people more curious about what you're doing. Like when you listen to Magnolia Rain or something, and there's something about, whether it's the video or the music, it makes you be like, oh, not only do I want to be friends with you, I want me and my friends to have this experience. Because you see you traveling, and you see the growth and everything, you performing, and how much fun you're having and everything. And so with this new project, because I remember the drive home. I remember the night the drive home came out, and I listened to it all the way through twice, because I was just like, every step of it just felt like so seamless to the next thing. When it came to from drive home to backroads, what's your intention with the new EP Backroads that you may have differing from the drive home?
Yeah, I think with the new one, I wanted it to be a little bit more lighthearted. The drive home was very serious, very like warm tones, very dark, and it got to me performing it, and I was like, oh, this is a little, this is dragging a little bit, like, let me, it's a little too serious for me. Yeah. So with Backroads, I did want to bring up the sonics a little bit. I wanted it to sound like you were having a good time when you listen to it, and not like I'm in a therapy session right now. So, so with that being said, it was kind of like just more lighthearted, and eventually the delusional theme kind of came through, and Backroads was kind of my take on the hyper normalization that's going on in the world right now, and it's kind of like taking the long way around the back roads instead of facing the issues head on and figuring out how to solve them and get through them together. It's like, instead I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna drink my coffee and I'm gonna pretend like this is not happening, and it's really weird. So it was me confronting why I felt like that, what that was in my own self and where I was doing it in my own life, but then also like kind of seeing where my neighbor was doing it too, or my community or the society that I'm a part of, like how we're all kind of ignoring what's happening because we don't know what to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, do you find that there's one particular thing that you think is the most prevalent in this like hyper normalization, like the real elephant in the room?
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think it's our duty as humans to be really like loving to one another and compassionate and accepting and inclusive and respectful. And I feel like we're losing sight of all of that. So all of the work that we've done over decades and decades to be a country first, you know what I'm saying, that is all of those things is being undone by, you know, the snap of very grubby fingers. And I feel like so as a country, we see it right now with immigration, and we see it right now with even like, you know, the rights of women and, you know, different communities, LGBTQ plus, and as a country and even the world, we're seeing it right now with the wars that are going on. There's genocide, there's like famine, there's extreme like levels of poverty, and we're not loving on our neighbors. And I just feel like that's whack.
Yeah. No, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
I think that I think that when I'm listening to your music, sometimes it takes me that fifth listen to kind of catch something, and that's one thing that I really love is how intentional you are with everything that you're doing. And does it ever annoy you when that like goes over people's heads?
No, I choose the cryptic route sometimes, and I kind of like. As a listener of music, I love lyrics first. And not everybody's like that. Normally it's like, oh, I like the way I feel listening to this or whatever, and then you go back and you listen to it, and it's like, that's why. Because it's saying, you know, exactly what I needed. I kind of like, it makes me feel like a clever girl. When somebody goes back and they're like, oh, she said so-and-so, that's crazy. I'm like, yup.
Yeah.
Some people that don't get it, though, they be in my comments a little bit like, that don't even make sense. I'm like, girl, go read a book, baby. Go read a book. Because yes, it does.
That's You got kind of your start in poetry on top of then getting into music.
Yeah.
And what is it that you find is the difference between writing your poetry and then knowing that it's going to be put to music? Because I think you so elegantly put like head to pen to page to put out the idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was interesting. It's not a huge difference. You know, you do have to consider like vocal production and sonics for sure, because at the same time, like me personally, and I know a lot of people they don't just want to get lyrical miracled through the whole entire record. You know what I'm saying? Like there's such thing as being a good rapper, and there's such thing as like making a good song. And they don't always coexist, you know? So you know, I was pulling from a lot of influences to like people that have a good balance of something that has narrative and has substance, but also that jams, because I don't want to listen to music all the time and be like lyrical miracle, da 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 da, spiritual. I'm like, I don't want to hear that all the time. Like I want to be able to move to this, and I want it to make me feel good. So yeah, the jump was figuring out where to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like where to stop talking, where to let there be space, where to let, you know, the song, the actual music come through and like shine. Whereas poetry, the goal is to be lyrical, miracle, spiritual. So, you know, you can lead with that. But yeah, music has to be music too. Like you don't have to fill every space with talking, you know?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
As someone who talks a lot, I know exactly what you're saying.
I love to yap. I love to yap.
No, for sure.
I love to yap.
And you're going to be performing tonight, Hardheaded. Can you tell us about the track?
Yeah, so Hardheaded was on the Backroads EP. That was the one that was like addressing it on a more wider scale for me, like the delusional aspect. We are so privileged to be able to lean on our delusions because it's not right in our face every single day. We're not having to deal with a lot of stuff that people in the world are having to deal with, and so we can be delusional, and that's a really like privileged space to be in. So this is me kind of like, I guess, calling that out And yeah, delusion is the theme for sure.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's incredible, and I'm very jealous of everybody here who hasn't heard you because they're in for a treat. Yeah,
I'm excited.
So this is my first week hosting, and I was so excited to have you on. And like I said, listening to your music over and over again, I feel like I already know you. I feel like we're already friends. I was wondering, instead of just like a regular handshake and then we have a wave at the camera, if you would mind making like a secret handshake with me now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All
Be
right.
gentle with me. I don't want my nails to pop off.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I got you. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, what if we did like, okay, go in like this, and then this.
Okay, period. With the
and
finger.
Then. Yeah.
T,
Yeah,
are you ready?
Okay, ready? All right. Thank you so much for being our guest tonight. Y'all, give it up for Samara Cyn right here. Backroads is available now, and be sure to stay tuned for a special performance after the break. Samara Cyn.